What's up YouTube? Carlo here. Welcome to the vlog. This is the channel where we talk about mostly sneakers and tech. And today we're going to do a quick review of the Nike Air Force 270 Wolf Grey, also known as the vintage box. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please make sure that you do so because the moment we hit 10,000 subscribers, we are giving away a brand new Adidas Profire. Subscribe now. I love the Adidas Air Force 270 silhouette. It can be a little bit on the crazy side, admittedly. This is actually the only pair that I have. This is the Safari model. The Air Force 270 doesn't just come in this particular colorway. The more tamer version, the more sleeker version, the more subtle version is called the Air Force 270 Wolf Grey, also known as the vintage box. Now, I wasn't able to buy it. I really wanted one. I wasn't able to buy it because the store that I usually buy from ran out of stocks of my size. So it's a bit of a bummer, but hey, that's how it is. But one of my good friends, Colin, was able to buy it and he's been wearing it for quite a while now. And what I wanted to do for this video is to share with you guys my thoughts on the shoe based on my time with it with him, as well as some of his thoughts that he shared with me. So what's so special about the Air Force 270 Wolf Grey or vintage box? It really again boils down to the design. It's the most subtle and cleanest looking Air Force 270 that I've seen, especially the one that is available here in the Philippines, primarily because it uses mostly a gray colorway. Even the air bubble at the back, which is usually loud as we have with the Safari, with that loud orange color, is muted with an almost gray or transparent color. So if you add that with the gray shades on the upper, then you have a really clean shoe that will be pretty easy to dress up and pretty easy to wear. You can't say the same for the Air Force 270 Safari, which I just showed you guys earlier with that Safari print on the side and that loud orange color. So I think that's the real magic of the Air Force 270 vintage box. And it's the type of shoe that when somebody looks at it and sees it, it can actually lock their gaze in and lock that attention, because once they see the detail and once they see the different elements and materials on the shoe, that's when they actually get to start to appreciate how the craftsmanship and the overall artistry that went into the design of the Air Force 270 vintage box or Wolf Grey. Now you're probably wondering why it's called vintage box. It really boils down again to that magnetic latch that you see in the middle of the shoe. It's colored, it has an orange accent, and it also has diagonal stripes in gray and in white. That's actually a throwback to the original or the OG Nike shoebox. You had an orange top and you had the gray and white stripes for the actual box container itself. So that's the reason why it's more of like a throwback than anything else. But hey, if you ask me, they shouldn't call it vintage box because it's an ugly name. That's the reason why I prefer to call it Wolf Grey, because Wolf Grey sounds much more epic and much more better than vintage box. I mean, seriously, the name does not do justice to how beautiful it is as a shoe. If they called it Wolf Grey, I think it would have been much better. Apart from the magnetic clasp, there's also, of course, the suede accents around the shoe, which again, if you guys have heard me review shoes before, I'm a huge fan of character. I'm a huge fan of shoes with personality and different materials. And you have that once again with the Air Force 270 Wolf Grey. Now, at the end of the day, my main take for the Air Force 270 is very simple. It's like a modern day futuristic sneaker boot. The design and the elements and the different kinds of materials gives a very forward-looking and modern feel, and the different color elements that you get with it give it a much-needed pop if you want a shoe that commands attention. Now again, the great thing about shoes is that it comes in a lot of colorways. So if you want the loud one, you can go for the Safari or the different colorways that will come within the next few weeks and the next few months. But if you want something a little more subdued, but you want that modern boot sneaker type of feel, then you might want to check out the Air Force 270 Wolf Grey or vintage box. Now the good news is that the Air Force 270 is still available locally. There are a few more stores that are selling it. I know for a fact that Titan is carrying it. Athlete's Foot USA is carrying it. Soul Academy still has a few stocks. But you might want to check out if they still have your size. Now, I highly recommend that if you guys actually like the shoe, that you try it on for yourself, have a closer look at it, as in face to face, so you can make that right judgment if it's the shoe for you or not. It sells for a little over 8,000 pesos. So it's within the price range of the Air Max 270. That's actually it for this vlog. I didn't want to keep it too long. I just wanted to chime in on the shoe because it's a shoe that I've been really looking at ever since it came out. I hope you guys are having a really nice, restful, and meaningful Holy Week. That's for the people who celebrate Holy Week, mostly Catholic. Well, here in the Philippines, it's quite a big thing. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic week. Make the most out of your weekend. And I hope next week you guys have a great week as well. That's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe. Peace.